Hello everyone, welcome to the North Aisle of St Mary's. Thought we'd film here for a change. Very nice banner, nice St Nicholas altar, nice flowers, but I'm not talking about any of those. I'm talking about this Sunday's Gospel reading for the 19th of November, which is one of Jesus' parables, one of his stories, the parable of the talents, in which a king gives a number of talents, which isn't a talent as we understand it, but a sum of money, an enormous sum of money, to 3 of his slaves to look after, and more to that, to make more talents out, more money out of them while he goes away for a time. A talent was in fact 6,000 denarii, and denarius was a Roman coin, penny, 10p's, whatever, something, a very small number. But it was actually the sum that a day labourer earned per day. So 1 denarius for 1 day's work for a labourer. So 6,000 is equivalent roughly to 20 years' wages for a day labourer. So for most of Jesus' listeners, who were ordinary people, that was an enormous sum of money, something they could never dream of ever having. So we're already in the realms of sort of fairy story and exaggeration and so on. And the slave owner, the king, gives 5 talents to one slave. And no slave would ever be given 30,000 denarii to look after and then make more money out of. This is not going to be a realistic story. And then the second slave was given 2 talents and the third slave was given 1. And when the king came back, the third slave had turned his 5 talents into 10, so the king was very pleased with him. And the second slave had turned his 2 talents into 4, they both doubled them. But the final slave, because he was so worried about having all this money and knew the king was quite a tough old boot, he just took his money, the 6,000 denarii, the talent, and buried it and left it there because he knew it would be safe. And then he dug it up and presumably put it in a new bag so it wasn't filthy and gave it back to the king. I won't tell you what happened, what happens in the story. It seems a bit unfair until we realise, of course, Jesus isn't really talking about money. He's talking about the gifts and the skills we have, and not to waste them and not to literally to bury them under other stuff. And whether we know it or not, we all have gifts and skills. May not be obvious things like, i.e. making money or being a brain surgeon or driving a Formula 1 car, whatever it may happen to be. All the things that a very, very small number of people excel at. But we have the gift of talking with people, gift of generosity, gift of listening, gift of caring, all sorts of gifts. And Jesus' point, of course, don't waste those gifts. We have a number of people in church who are really gifted and give a lot of their time and energy to the church. But they're a very small number. It's always the case in all organisations, voluntary organisations anyway, where there's a small number of people who keep things going. But we really need more people to enable the church to keep going, particularly after COVID now, where numbers are slightly smaller. If you'd like to do something for the church, that would be wonderful, but think about what gifts you have. If you're not sure what they are, you're welcome to come and chat with me or anybody else you trust, because we all have them, whether we know it or not. So I hope you don't bury your talent. Amen.